What's happening, everybody? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. It is Christmas time, and the way I feel about Christmas time, it just puts it's an uplifting feeling. It's a feeling that you just can't explain. It doesn't make sense. It's a time where everybody comes together, people are happy, and why can't we be like that all year round? I don't get it. I don't understand, because Christmas time, well, let's just put it this way. During Christmas time, there's no time like the presents. I've got presents, and there's no time like opening one right now. Let's get into this box. We're going to show you what part 2 is all about. This particular part 2, anyway. I'm just going to open it up while you guys watch. I'm not taking you down to the table because I'm going to show you what's in it anyway. And let's just get into it here. Let's just jump into this, because this could be an elongated video, and I don't want that to happen. I'd like to make them, I'd like to stay into that 15 to 25 minute range. Sometimes they go further, it just happens. What do we got here? What's this? We got antiques. The Factory Antique Mall. Let's see if you can read that. That is in Stanton, Virginia, Verona, Virginia. That's what you want to say. I'd like to thank a young lady by the name of Paige for working with me there at the Factory Antique Mall. Look at that little guy. Look at that. Are you looking at that? This is a Penn Ultralight 716 Greenie edition. Not to be confused with the Z edition, because the Z edition was in black and gold. This green is what they were before that. And I saw this little guy sitting in there, and I could not resist. I wanted this thing so bad, but I couldn't make myself spend the money on it. Then after started looking them up, I started finding out, well, the darn things they're right pricey. Especially this one, the 716. Very hard to come by. Very pricey. I got the guy to come down on the price because, as you can see, maybe you can see, the drag button is cracked in 3 places. It's been glued back together. I am going to do my best to try to find another one of those. I'm actually talking with a couple of people about getting another one. Trying to. They're very hard to find. And you would think, it being a Penn reel, that part would be easy to come by. And I believe it used to be. Problem is, it's been broken. So many of them have been broken, and so many of them have been bought, that they're hard to come by now. I tried Matt's Reel Repair. He had a number for it, a listing for it, but did not have a single solitary one left. I asked him about the entire spool and setup, if he had that. Didn't have that. So really, everybody has pretty much exhausted every version of being able to get that drag nut. It's not easy to get, and unfortunately, the white plastic just did not hold up. Don't know why. I'm really worried about that, if you want to know the truth, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. This is very 2052 Shakespeare-ish, where the 710 was very 2062, more or less. When I found out there was an ultralight, I had to do this. Now again, I believe I told you guys on the 710s when I did that one, that there's a lot of forums and stuff about these reels. And there's a lot of people who argue back and forth about freshwater, saltwater. To me, the way I look at it is, it's like a four-wheel drive. If you live in a place where you need four-wheel drive, that's fine. But if you live in a place where you don't necessarily need four-wheel drive, but you own a four-wheel drive, well, I guess therefore you have it if you need it. So that's kind of where saltwater falls into play with being an ultralight reel. If you live in a place where there's saltwater and you need saltwater reels, then that's great and fine. But if you have a saltwater reel and you only fish freshwater, well, then is it bad? No, it's just like having four-wheel drive you don't need. It's there if you need it. So the internals of this being more saltwater oriented maybe is there if I need it. Do I ever intend to use this in saltwater? No, I do not. Not in any way, shape, or form. This guy? Oh yeah. Yeah. Later on down the line, we got a couple of other pins over there that I'm going to show you. I got a 7500 SS and that 710Z. And we're going to take that 710Z apart here very soon. And since I'm kind of on this Penn thing here, the merry-go-round called Penn, and we'll go into it. But what are we going to do first? Get you down to the table, get this thing apart, and we are going to... That almost sounds like the bearing isn't any good. All right, let's see how my penmanship is. I'm really hoping I can find another one of these, or maybe even create one. I'm wondering, to be honest with you, about Mitchell, because Mitchell is very, very close to this. Someone did a okay job trying to get it glued back together again, but not very good. Put that off there. Put that in there. Put that in there. We'll put that in the small. Take this spool off here. This looks like a 308. Is there something in there? Yep. Let me set this down just a second. I think this is where, yeah, there's your drag washer in there. So we'll clean that up in just a minute. Put all that together there. What are we looking like in here? Pretty much the same as the 710, to be honest with you. Okay, it is a tiny version of the 710. It is really identical from what I'm seeing in there so far. That's pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm going to put that screw over here with this other stuff. It is just a smaller version. Wow. Is that not cool or what? I need to start remembering the ABCs of doing this. Take the little one out first before you take the big one out. Just saying. Now we ought to be able to pull that right out of there. Pop this out of here. Take this out. We definitely need to keep that around. Now if it's just like the 710, it has a, yep, there's a washer right there. And our gear should come right on out like that. I'm going to tell you, it kind of scared me to get this one because I didn't know much about it at all. And it wasn't like I was buying it from Gary or getting it a good look at it at the flea market. Oh, we only got 2 screws there. And on here, we have a little, that's what releases our bail. But let's see, we do have that D-shaped washer. We're going to drop that down there because all of this is going to get cleaned out. So that means we do have a bearing under there. That bearing is shot. But that, listen to that thing. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but that bearing isn't no good. So we're going to see if we can doctor it up. Oh, okay. Definitely going to have to remember how that works. Getting these washers out, or not washers, but the bearing. Oh, that one came out really easy. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. That was incredibly easy. We're going to clean it up. I don't think there's any way to get oil in it, but I can hear it. Man, it is rough. It's going to go back in there for now, but let's get it cleaned up. I'm going to get everything cleaned up, and we shall be back in just a moment. Okay, we are back with a million clean parts and new ideas. Alright, so what we're doing is going to put this thing back together. I've got some ideas on how to fix the drag knob. I'll show you that once we get everything back together again. The bearing is not great, but I've got it sitting here with oil kind of trying to sink into it. Oh, that's already better. Yeah, that's already better. So let's turn it over and dump a little oil on the top on this side. Cross our fingers and hope we don't ever have to take that back apart again, because you just don't never know, really. Now I'm gonna set this down just a second and show you what I found. This is the broken, obviously, and not in great shape, drag nut. This is a Mitchell, small Mitchell drag nut for like a 308 or something like that. The sizing is slightly different. Okay, it's just, the white one's just a little bit bigger. But problem I have is, the threads for this, for the white one, the threads here are smaller than the Mitchell. So if you put the Mitchell on here, it just falls right over top of it. What I'm thinking is, and it's already broken, so it doesn't really matter, is cracking this off. Well, it's already coming off, look. So I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, crap. Okay, well, you know, let's just go ahead and finish her off then, I guess. There's no way that was going to work anyway. But that bushing, if I can drill this out, I might be able to press that bushing in there and use this Mitchell. I think I can do it. I'm going to get my drill bits and see if I can find one match up size-wise to this. And we're going to see if we can make this work. So what I am doing here is by hand, I am drilling out this plastic just a step at a time and going to make it large enough for that bushing to go in there, and then maybe we'll have a non-broken, providing I do not break it, drag knob. And then I'm going to take that broken one and very probably, I have a friend of mine that does the digital printing, see if he can possibly make me a new white plastic in the right size. Boy, every step you go up, it gets harder. I don't want to use a drill, because if I use the drill, I know what's going to happen. That's hard on the hand, though. I am actually filleting myself, and I did not know I was doing that. Okay, so here's what I did. This is, again, that is the drag button for a Mitchell. Now, the problem I was having was that drill bit wise, size wise, this bushing is the bushing that it actually goes to the Penn. The outside diameter of the bushing was either way too small or a little too big. So I had to go with too big, because if I tried to push that in here being too small, I probably would have split that as well. So it is extremely close right now. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to go in that direction. It was this direction. But, hey, come back here. If you go in that way, when you go to tighten down, it's going to push up on the bottom of that, pulling it away, pulling that bushing outward. So since the bushing has a larger top diameter to it, I'm going to go in that direction. I guess first thing I need to do is make sure that it actually threads, it'll thread on that direction. Yeah, okay. It'll thread on that direction, so we'll be good. And since this is mushroomed out at the top, it would be pulling down tight on it. So I'm going to go in that way through the top. Alright, got us some toothpicks here for mixing purposes and spreading purposes. I got a pin here because I'm going to put this piece on the end of the pin like that. And that is how I'm going to spread the stuff on, and then that way I can take and push this right on there evenly, and wipe off the excess. Now I can take this, press it on. We're going to let that dry and cross our fingers. Hopefully that'll work. We're going to stand it up there just like that. Now it says this stuff takes 4 to 6 hours to cure, which I can understand that, and I want it to do its thing. I want it to make sure that it's, you know, it dries correctly. So hopefully this will work. But that's the major thing. We want it to work. Hopefully this will work out and we have us a new drag button for an old reel, And I'll get back with you when this thing dries, which for you will be, and for me it'll be, well, I'm back from the doctor. Doctor says I am the picture of good health. And I said, well, that's great, because I think that's probably better than being the shortstop of bad health. Anyway, I'm doing the thing. And you might notice, if you really look closely, I am doing the thing, and I'm making it obvious that I'm doing it in a different way than I normally do it. Because I'm trying to show you this black cap. That's right. That is a black, made in France, Mitchell 308 drag knob that is on this made in the US Penn 716. How in the world could that possibly have happened? Well, I'll tell you how. 4 drill bits and determination and some JB weld. But it's working, and it's working fine. This is pretty impressive, I have to say. Looks pretty good in black, to be honest with you. I mean, other than this white handle over here. I mean, but everything else looks really good. This is a really cool little reel. I'm very much looking forward to using this thing. I think it's going to be one of those days when we take out a Shakespeare 2052 and 62 along with a Penn 716 and 710. Do a little comparison because honestly, they're very much alike. Very much. So I'm very much looking forward to using these things. I could do this all day. I could just sit here and do this. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, I'm probably going to go ahead and order a new bearing for it, but it really doesn't sound bad. But this is to me, this is an excellent replacement. If I do say so, my dang self. Might even say it again. My dang self. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This was pretty fun for me, and I'm very much looking forward to using this. I might have a new green reel in my life. Now, I don't want you to get upset, okay? I still love you too. There's nothing wrong with having more than one green reel in your life. You know, it's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get out, see the world, do things, experience stuff, okay? I can't stay trapped in this one realm forever. I've got to venture out some, okay? I've done plenty for you guys. I mean, I've got one of these. One. I've got like 21 of you. Okay? So please, let's just get past this. Oh, I forgot I was recording. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I really did myself. This is cool. Love this little reel. Going to be looking for more of these guys. A lot more. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Whatever the next one may be. I'm enjoying that. I just want to do it some more. I'm going to walk away just doing this because it's cool. And it's a story. It's a story to tell. Hey, Boo, you want to hear a story? This black thing on top of here is made in France. This reel right here is made in the US. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?